And welcome back to the show. I Love New York. Small Business is an initiative to celebrate and support New York City small business owners who not only survived the first year of the pandemic, but who contributed in ways that had a meaningful impact on their communities as well as the economy. Now, 100 small business owners who represent the 5 boroughs of New York City and the diversity that makes NYC so special have been chosen as the winners of the I Love NYC Small Business Campaign. Now, here joining us to share more details is the CEO of Silver Lining, Carissa Reiniger, and then also the owner of Barrio BX, Tony Martinez. And Carissa and Tony, good to have you.
Thank you so much. Lovely to be here.
Yes,
Same.
and so,
Thank you.
yeah, and congratulations, great work. When we talk about small businesses, obviously the lifeblood of America and here in New York City. Carissa, talk to us about this.
Yeah, so I'm actually originally Canadian, but I've lived in New York for well over a decade. So I consider myself a true New Yorker at this point. And I always say, you know, it's really hard to be a small business owner, no matter where you are in the world. It's really, really hard to be a small business owner in New York City. It is really, really, really hard to be a small business pandemic. And so when the 1-year anniversary of the lockdown in New York hit, my team and I were trying to think about something we could do for New York City small business owners to really honor the fact that it was a Herculean effort to get through the challenges that COVID presented. And the thing that really inspired me and kept me going on some of the hardest days that I had through, you know, the last 18 months was actually just talking to incredible small business owners who didn't just complain or whine or feel like they were victims, but actually thought to themselves, what can I do to support my community? And so that was the genesis of the idea for I Love NYCSB. We did an open call starting on the 1-year anniversary of the New York City lockdown in March, and asked people to either nominate or apply for a spot in the program. We had hundreds of applications, which I just think is a testament to how many small businesses deserve a big thank you for all that they do for us every day. And out of those hundreds of applications, we interviewed everyone, vetted everyone, and chose 100 winning small businesses. And we've given each of those 100 businesses, Tony included, a $10,000 prize package, which includes business support, cash gifts, free tickets to Broadway, all sorts of stuff that's really cool. And our intention is to rally as much public support as we can around these 100 incredible, amazing small business owners that represent everything that's amazing about New York, and to really remind New Yorkers that the best parts of New York are the small businesses that are on every corner and every community. And without that, New York isn't New York. And so we want to make sure that New York's economy comes back. And we want to do it by really protecting the small businesses throughout the city and not just doing, you know, a press release, but really putting our energy, our time, our resources into trying to be as supportive as humanly possible to the 100 winners that were chosen.
And Tony is a winner. I want to bring him in right now. And I know Tony is handling his business. He's literally on the move as we speak right now. But talk to us a little bit about this, Tony, because for you, as a business owner, trying to navigate throughout COVID-19, what was it like for you?
It was first, you know, again, thank you for having us on the show, and it was a big honor to be selected to be one of the 100. Going through being a small business owner through the pandemic was a lot of mixed feelings, being overwhelmed, being scared of the unknown, what was going to happen. We were actually supposed to open last March, and we got delayed because of the pandemic. And we just took our time to understand all of these new rules, policies, guidelines that the city and state was putting out. And we opened on September 1st in the middle of the pandemic. Beautiful restaurant that you weren't even allowed to go inside of because it was at the time when Governor Cuomo only allowed outdoor dining. So we just had to evolve and move and just be flexible with, you know, all the constant changes that were being thrown at us, you know, and then also really create still that dining experience with these guidelines, where again, if you're hearing salsa music and reggaeton, your instinct is to dance, and then you're telling the customer, sorry, no dancing, you know, and they're like, why can't I dance? You know, so it was constant changing and working with the community and communicating with them. But we were also very grateful that the community supported us, and that there was a shift in mindset also, with a lot of people saying, I don't have to go downtown Manhattan anymore. I can stay local to get a dining experience, or I rather support a local business, you know, so that was encouraging. You know, of course, now being part of this gave us a morale boost, if you will, because we're doing all this unglamorous work that you don't see, you know, and then, you know, and people don't care, you know, and it's just part of the job. And, you know, for us to do what we have to do, that ultimately the customer or guest is happy. So it was a lot of mixed feelings. And then now the final one is that we're seeing this light at the end of the tunnel, that we actually survived it. And we're gonna, you know, because it was sad also to see a lot of places that were institutions in New York close down permanently. And then we were like, oh, is that gonna be us? And then now we're like, oh, we're actually surviving and we're gonna make it. Yes.
Yeah, and let me jump in here before I bring Carissa back and ask this question about getting that $10,000. What does that make? How does that make a difference for you as far as being able to handle your business and having some supportive services?
That it's like make or break sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it can help with not only subsidizing to get things for the market, subsidizing salary. You know, again, like it helps so much in different ways. You know, when we need to do renovations and construction, you know, that was also the things that we didn't foresee when we initially opened. We didn't have sidewalk and street seating area, and that was what was only permitted. So yes, okay, we're granted, okay, you can sit people outside on the sidewalk and the street. Okay, guess what? The city wasn't like, and here's money to pay for that construction. We had to come out of pocket. So this 10,000 is, you know, like it helps us just, again, in so many ways, and we're so grateful for it, you know. And then the program also, just to see and hear and meet other small businesses and different, you know, from all, like from a spa to musicians, like just motivates us to say, hey, we're all in it together, you know. We appreciate the support that Carissa and Slap and Silver Lining has given us.
Yeah, Carissa, let me come out. Let me talk to you for a second before we get to wrapping up here, and share with us a little bit more about Silver Lining and how it's really been just that, a silver lining for so many people who've really tried to make it through the pandemic. Tony was right. There was times when people had to close their doors, and some people are still considering closing their doors, even though the city is talking about reopening.
Yeah, listen, we've been working with small businesses for 16 years. We've been in business for a long time. And our core business is that we have a technology program, a software program that helps small business owners set goals. And then we actually use behavior change science to wrap support around business owners to help them optimize their performance and hit their financial goals. And so when COVID hit, much before we dreamed up I Love NYCSB, we realized really quickly that, you know, globally, for every small business that we worked with, you know, this was going to have a major impact. So we made our program Pay What You Can. And basically since March 1st of 2020, we have been trying to do everything we can with the resources that we have to serve and support and help as many small businesses as humanly possible. And it's been, you know, Tony talks about the range of emotions of the last 18 months. And I would just echo that. You know, we have been through all of those emotions too, the stress and the overwhelm of needing to sort of meet the incredible demands of what was happening in the world, the possibility of trying to actually be helpful and meet amazing people like Tony and the other 99 winners and all the small businesses we work with globally, and see their perseverance and their passion and their commitment, the financial stress of, you know, making our program Pay What You Can and investing, you know, millions of dollars in programs like I Love NYC and SMB and everything else that we've been doing. But I honestly think I'll look back, and I think this is true for a lot of people, a lot of small business owners. I think I will look back at the sort of the COVID years of my business journey, and I'll think that they were some of the most rewarding because it showed us how bad things can get. And I think it reminded us that we have to be in it together. You don't get through something like this by being totally independent, sort of protecting yourself, removing yourself. You get through something like this by jumping in, being in community, supporting each other, taking whatever you have to offer and doing whatever you can to make it available to other people. And that's really what we tried to do. That's been our, and I have to give credit to my entire team because they've sacrificed personally, they've taken pay cuts. I mean, everyone has done everything that they can to try to serve and support as many amazing people like Tony as we can. And we're proud and we're grateful for the experiences that we've had in the midst of such a really challenging time.
Yeah. Carissa, thanks for the great work that you're doing. And Tony, great to have you. And again, congratulations. We want to congratulate you on the success of your small business. And Carissa, silver lining is probably the best thing that you could say in a time like this, and providing a silver lining. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you
guys. And BronxNet, you guys are always welcome. Come to Barrio BX, 3764 East Tremont Avenue in BronxNet.
Gotta come by, and as soon as we can, we'll make our way there. Now, we also do want to let our viewers know that there are 16 businesses that were from the Bronx that were winners, 23 from Brooklyn, 39 from Manhattan, 14 from Queens, and 8 from Staten Island. And congratulations goes out to all of the winners. Also want to let you know, if you want more information, don't hesitate to visit the website I Love Small Biz NYC. I Love Small Biz NYC. We are taking a quick break here on Open. We do have more show when we return. Open continues coming up after this.